All right. So I should be live. Let us find out. All right, I'm live. I don't know how to see anything. All right, there we go. All right, I'm live. I don't know. All right, so don't know how to see my chat, so I'm watching my own stream. Welcome, guys. I probably have no viewers right now. I don't really know how to see if I have any viewers, but yeah, I'm excited. All right, so I'm gonna probably dilly-dally a little bit getting into this because let's just see if this is streaming. I usually don't dive right into drawing, although if you watch my speed paints, you'll probably see it because it being sped up really, it seems obvious, but it gives you a bad sense of how long drawing takes. Usually it takes, at least for my more realistic stuff, a couple of hours. So yeah, this will probably be a couple of streams, maybe an hour or two long each. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I kind of forgot to say that. So right now I'm using, before I get into that, I will start explaining what I'm going to draw. If you look at the top here, you can see that I'm going to be drawing Harry Potter, but not, the normal Harry Potter, or the normal, like the movie version of Harry Potter. I am actually, it's going to be similar to my Lord of the Rings drawings, where I draw a character as I, see them when I draw the book. This was one of those projects that I talked about doing, that I alluded to doing in my channel update video, the one about the Dragon Manual. So yeah, I'm going to be drawing Harry Potter. As I see him, at least. There's a couple of pretty big movie to book differences. The big one being that he's... oh, there goes the bird. Hi. I'm streaming. I'm live. I'm talking to the stream.
Is anyone watching you?
Probably not. I can't really tell. How's it going?
I can't tell. I'm gonna watch a movie.
Huh?
I'm gonna watch a movie.
Okay, have fun.
You could watch it. Good. It's an option.
When I get done with the stream, I'll join you. Bird was being quite quiet. Gift. Thank you for gifting me the bird.
Welcome. So welcome.
Bird, hey! Don't! That's rude. You're gonna deafen people, guy. So anyways, I am using a program called Krita. That's what I use for all my digital stuff. I've been using it for about since last, September-ish, that time. Yeah. It's... Let me think. It's kind of hard to come up with stuff on the spot to say. I usually script a lot of my stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird being live because I feel like I have to talk. Bird. I feel like I have to talk all the time. If you hear squawking, that's because I have a bird. Well, my girlfriend has a bird. And she's out. Yes, you're out. So yeah, I'm going to actually not do the neck right now. A lot of drawing is, I don't know how I want to say it. A lot of drawing, where was I going with that, is just kind of, I completely forgot where I was going to go with that. I'm going to be quite honest, so I'm going to drop that. But yeah, being live and being scriptless is kind of weird, because I feel like I'm going to not say, enough stuff. I don't know how I feel, but I'm pretty excited. I don't know why that's so large. Let's do this. Okay. I'm recording. So the way I record, I have two screens. I have, well, not two screens. I'm running it all on a laptop, but I have a screen, a separate tab that I record from. That is, I use OBS to record. I open a second tab in Krita, and it's a full window tab that doesn't show any of my brushes or me moving the screen around. It's gonna be a little hard to. Well, actually, I don't really know how hard it's gonna be to see what I'm doing, because you see the result of what I'm doing, obviously, because you see the canvas. So hey, bird. I don't even know if you can hear. I was making a video earlier. It's gonna come out in 2 weeks, I think. And hey, you can definitely hear that. And so, yeah. Okay, that's too loud. Hey! She's in a bad mood tonight.
I need seltzer water.
Can you take her? She's in a really bad mood tonight. No?
She's your daughter.
Not
You
really.
need to take responsibility.
She's yours.
She came from your loins.
My loins, everybody.
The bird came from your loins.
The bird
Please take
came
it.
from my loins.
Okay, yeah,
Isn't
she
she
is in a
so
bad
rude?
mood. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
She's so rude.
Bird, you need to discipline her. You're the dad. You're the disciplinarian.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. I am, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to need to blow this up a little bit. Nice thing about digital art is you can kind of squash and stretch things. Didn't mean to do that. And also there's Curl Z, which is the uh-oh, I screwed up bar. Go back. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm live. It's a little hard to make sure that I'm streaming right, because there is a buffer on Twitch. So, I do hope that I'm recording this right, because as I might have mentioned before, I don't know if I did, I record with OBS, which a buddy actually showed me how to use, but it's not, I don't really know how to use it too super well. Well, to stream at least. I know how to use it to record just fine. But it, what I'm trying to say is I hope that it is recording while I stream, because I set it to do that, but I'm not super great with computers. So yeah, we'll see what happens. My vision for this piece, sometimes I am able to get it first go. We'll find out. But my vision with this version of Harry Potter, is obviously to portray how I see him, but also I plan to make this a series. I plan to do Hermione, Ron, Dumbledore, all the characters, and I plan to not just draw how I see the characters, but kind of draw how I envision the universe, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is specifically in the clothes and items that they wear. I'm not just gonna rip what I see in the movies. I'm going to try to draw like how I imagined not just the characters but the items in the universe. So when it comes to Harry, finished saving. Thank you. It's gonna be slow sketching and a lot of it in this way. I'm sorry to keep jumping from topic to topic, but I'm not great at streaming stuff without scripts, so I'm just gonna be rambling. But I'll get back to that in a second. Recording with OBS and doing it this way with the kind of I'm gonna move where that is. With the full screen mode, it's kind of a pain in the ass because is that the right? Yeah, that's the right hotkey. Since I have two windows open, it sometimes jumps me between them, specifically when it goes to save. So like when it's auto saving, I'll be like in the middle of a brush stroke and it'll boot me to the screen that is recording, that I'm recording, which is a bit of a pain because I have to completely redo any step that I was just working on, which kind of sucks, to be honest. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to find a better way to do that, but probably won't be great. I'm drawing him. I'm drawing Harry pretty skinny because I imagine him, especially in the earlier books, really, really skinny because he's supposed to be like an abused kid. Well, he is an abused kid. He's very skinny and very like small for his age. So I'm kind of doing. I haven't quite decided what years of, especially the younger characters, I'm going to be doing in this series yet. I don't know. Probably, definitely not first or last. But I'm going to probably go year 3, I want to say. Semi early on, but like enough into the series where, like book 3 or 4, halfway through his age progression. So you can expect like a young teen, 13 or 14-year-old Harry in what I'm drawing. Because in the early books, he's really small and skinny, and I think by the time you get to like Half-Blood Prince, he's actually described as being quite tall, but that might be his dad. I don't really remember. It's been a while since I've read the books. I actually came up with this idea like months ago. Like it's July right now. I think I came up with this in like January. But I just had other stuff that I wanted to finish on my YouTube series first. And I also just kind of wanted to get better at art because my early stuff, like up to like February, wasn't great. I mean, it was fine. It was just not really where I wanted it to be, and my art's not super where I want it to be at. I mean, when you're an artist, your art's never going to be exactly as you want it, but it gets close, and this is pretty close to my style. Is pretty close to what I like, how I envision things artistically. Yeah. Still don't know how to. I see my chat, and so I don't know if anyone's watching, but I'm gonna leave this up on Twitch to hopefully really, so you can rewatch it rather. That doesn't look good. I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, this version of Harry is gonna be the semi-younger version, where he's still very skinny, but not super small. He's kind of like, it's like a very lanky teen. Like I'm thinking physique wise, I mean, is an older dude, but if anybody's ever knows who MGK is and what he looks like, the rock guy, well, he was, I think, a rapper before, don't quote me on that, or like a hip hop artist, but I just know him from his new rock stuff. So kind of his physique, like the really lanky physique. I'm also a tiny bit, not a lot because he's really tall, but a little bit modeling this physique off of my brother, actually, because he's still in high school. Well, actually, he just graduated, but he played basketball in high school, and so he's very physically fit, and he's very lean, but he's way taller than me. My family's quite tall. I'm 6'4", and he makes me look like a short person. He's 6'9", I think. So it's not going to nearly be as tall as him, but he's very skinny, and I kind of imagine that physique on Harry, like the semi-athletic but still very skinny thing, because Harry plays Quidditch. I mean, that's as it's described, seems to be a very physically demanding sport, and I think it might be wrong. I gotta read up on the descriptions before I do these. That's described with like an athletic build towards the end of the books. But I think Ron's more like, I imagine Ron to be not bulky, but a bit broader than Harry. I imagine Harry to be quite thin, like almost scary thin. For a couple of reasons. One, because when I read fantasy books, I really I take things quite literally. When hearing the descriptions, it just makes the image cooler in my head. I don't know. But I imagine him quite skinny because he was malnourished, as I keep saying over and over and over again. But also because, along with Harry, I also imagine Voldemort, he's apparently supposed to be called, to be quite skinny, like almost a skeleton. He's described, and so I want to mirror that between him and Harry, because they're supposed to be not looking like each other, but like the two different sides of the same coin, if you know what I mean. Because they're connected. I mean, spoilers if you haven't read it, but it's the last book come out 2007, so like you've had decades. You've had at least a decade to read it. But yeah. So I'm getting back to what I was saying earlier about like drawing Not just the characters, but the items and all this stuff. Oh, bird! Jesus, you scared me. I wanted this to be quite a calm stream, but this bird's gonna be loud as hell. Bird is a sun conure, and they're full of personality. I'll say that. It might be a little more entertaining if I could figure out how to put like a face face cam. Drawing a blank on the word. Camera that shows my face is what I'm trying to say. Might be a little more entertaining because you could at least see the bird and not just be annoyed by her squawks. But you know, I'll figure it out at some point. I plan to do a lot more streams. I plan to make this probably 2, maybe 3 streams when it comes to, you know, I have to sketch, then I have to do the line art, then I have to do shading and stuff. So it's gonna be a little bit. But anyways, I'm drawing him in this pose, and I'm gonna have the arm kind of going out in this direction, if you can see that. Because I'm gonna have him like holding his broomstick. You know what I mean? Because the main things that I plan to design with this character concept is not just Harry, is his wand probably. I'm probably gonna have that in somewhere. His broomstick, probably, since this is 3rd year. Well, the 3rd year I think is when he gets the firebolt, so I could really do either broomstick there because he gets it halfway through. So I plan to draw the broomstick, the wand, and also the Quidditch uniform. Because I also have a very different image in my head to the movies on what they wear at school. I'm not gonna really get super involved with the school uniform with this one because he's gonna be in his Quidditch suit. I'll probably do the uniform with Hermione. She seems like someone who would wear it constantly. I think she's described as wearing it all the time. But I always imagined their uniform as being they're described as robes instead of cloaks in the book, and in the movie they're pretty much cloaks. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Foreshortening is tough for me. That's one of the things I need to work more on. But yeah, I'm going to work on designing what I see for their Quidditch uniforms. Because with their school uniforms, I imagine more robes, more like medieval. Not medieval, but more fantasy than it is in the movies. In the movies, they wear cloaks, and then under them like boarding school attire. The girls wear skirts, the boys wear dress suits, dress pants. Bird, that's rude. And I don't really. Hey, you're gonna need to calm down. Okay. Come here. Hey, don't be rude. Okay, she's gonna be right there. Yeah. I'm sorry if you're messaging me in the chat. I don't have if anyone's messaging me in the chat, I don't have the chat up. I'm trying to load it up on my phone. I'm watching my own stream on my phone. I don't even know if you can hear me because I don't have the sound on. Oh, I have the eraser on. That's why it's not working. I think. Yeah. So, I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to draw something else right now. So, I'm going to... I imagine that's where I was. I was at... I was talking about how I see the cloak. So, I imagine them as wearing more... like fantasy stuff, not like school board stuff. And also... in the movie, they're like color coordinated. If you know what I mean? Like they're colored by house. They have the colors of the house on their uniforms. I have a couple of things with that. One is it's never described like that in the book. They're just usually supposed to be solid black. But also, it kind of doesn't make sense from an in-world perspective if you think about it, because they get their uniforms from that shop in Diagon Alley, from the Madame Whatever's robes. And they go there, or at least Harry does, like months before he goes to school, like well into the summer. I think he goes on his birthday, the first time at least, and that's like a month and a half, like a month. It's a good month before he goes to school, because his birthday is the 31st of July. It's actually the end of this month. I actually plan to have this go up, if not on the 31st, around the 31st. So in a couple of weeks from now. We'll see if that happens. I do a lot of my drawings, not in advance, but well beforehand. I just put one of my Ben 10 drawings up. Rip jaws, and I did that like a couple of weeks ago. Did that like 2 weeks ago. And I did a video today, but I'm not gonna say what it is because it's gonna go up. It's not out yet. I actually just finished editing it before I started the stream. I rendered it and everything. I just gotta put it up, and I'm gonna set that to go up in 2 weeks from now, because I have actually a DIY props video that I haven't finished the prop yet. It was actually supposed to go out yesterday, because it's kind of a 4th of July type thing. But didn't get it done, so had to put up rip jaws, which is supposed to be for next week. But hopefully I'm going to have that prop done for next week, because it's still not super off from the 4th, because today's the 4th, and that's going to be like a week. So I don't know. I also, you're gonna see this in a little bit when I get to yeah, there we go. I'm gonna draw that like that. I gotta draw that at some point. So when I get to drawing like in-depth features, like facial features, you'll see this. But I don't imagine his scar the way it's portrayed in the book, which is like, or the movie rather, which is like that. Don't see it that way at all. I think that's a little cartoony, to be honest. I always imagined magic a little differently than the movies. It's kind of sci-fi-y in the movies, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like lasers, pew pew. I never really saw it that way. I saw it as not subtle. Well, a lot of spells I did see as a lot more subtle. But like the like combat spells, I imagined in kind of a more abstract way. Like maybe you can't see them. I never really had a super good idea of how I imagined those. But when it comes to curses, when it comes to like scars specifically, it's left over from curses, I imagine them to be quite a bit more gruesome than say might be in the movie. I mean, it's not gonna be like his head's not gonna be blown off. he's got to be alive, but it's more of, I imagine it as more of a, instead of being a cartoony lightning bolt, like if you look up snapshots of a lightning bolt, like when it's gone off, imagine them more like that, like kind of like spreading down his face, a little more intrusive, like a little harder to find. It describes him as he has long hair because he puts it over his scar. And I also imagine him to have quite long hair. Yeah, that's gonna be about right for the hand. I had a bit of trouble with this arm, that's why I put it off for so long. But yeah, I imagine his scar to be quite bigger in the movie, and I also imagine him with quite a bit of hair to put over it, like that goes quite far down, like to maybe not quite at shoulders, but like long hair. He's supposed to have longer hair that at least was in the later movies. So I remember there was a passage in the first book, when it says Petunia cut his hair before school, or like the night before school, because it was really long. Like back when he was like going to Muggle school, and like it grew back in one night. And that's another reason why I thought, magic might be a little more subtle than it is in the movies, that's portrayed in the movies, because like Harry was not secretly, but unknowingly doing magic all throughout the first 10 years of his life without knowing. So, it seems a little weird that he would be doing it without knowing, and then just one day start doing it, and it betrays is not the right word. It manifests differently. It just wouldn't make sense to me. So that's kind of why I imagine it's so subtle. Kind of talking out of my ass right now, though, because yeah, just gotta have stuff to say. I mean, I don't really. I could just be silent the whole time, because God knows nobody's probably watching this. But I don't know. I'm gonna need to screw around with this hand a little more later. It's too big but small at the same time, because it's gonna need to be holding his broom, which is gonna be quite tall, I guess, because it's all the way up here. So I guess you can see my cursor, which I didn't know. Didn't know that. I guess that's something you just miss when you speed up art. Okay, let's blow this up a little bit. This is a little too small. Let's also work on erasing some other stuff. Not stuff that you'll see. Stuff that's kind of off my canvas. Because when I gotta move my canvas, I can select specific things, like the hand per se, or the arm. But when I just go to, what's that tool called? I don't know, the drag tool or whatever. It selects the whole image, which includes the things that you can't see. So it'll take me a little bit to move this. Bird, don't be rude, guy. Come on. So that's a better size. Shush. Rude as hell. Debating locking her in the bathroom because she loves it in there. Bird showers with my girlfriend. She loves showers. Bird does. In the morning, we'll wake up, and Bird will immediately fly to the shower, and she'll scream in there until someone showers with her. Isn't that right, Bobo? So we keep the door locked on the days the door shut on the days that we don't plan to shower with her, at least. Let's thin that down. I actually don't know what this muscle is called. This muscle between it goes from the neck to the shoulders. Don't know what that's called. It probably should as an artist, because you're supposed to know anatomy for some reason. As an artist, like I know, like that's another funny thing when it comes to learning art. Was I never learned a thing from an art class, and that's not me saying something to be like an asshole, to be pretentious. It's more along the lines of like, most art teachers are really good artists, but not great teachers. Most teachers aren't great teachers, let's be real, let's be honest. Most teachers are really good at what they do, but teaching is hard. Teaching is really hard. And that's why good teachers are hard to come by. Also, there's, the whole thing with the American education system, which is great. We love the American education system. But we won't get into that. That's not what this stream's for. This stream is for... It's trying to be more relaxing, right, Bird? I was thinking of putting on some music. Something maybe a little jazzy. But we got an air conditioner and a bird instead for this first stream. Someone's coming up the stairs, so she's gonna yell. Bird! That's rude, dude. So, yeah. I can only hope that this stream is watchable, because Bird's quite loud. I'm gonna be real. He's just quite loud, quite rude. It's a little tough with Harry being so lean, because obviously there's not a lot of definition in his musculature. Although, weirdly enough, there is and there isn't. You can see a lot of his musculature because he's got no fat, but not a lot. There's not a lot of muscle there. So that's kind of a weird thing when you're building, and that's what drawing really is. It's building rather than, at least when you're doing character stuff, it's building rather than drawing. Let's actually switch this canvas because I'm doing a lot from this perspective. Image, mirror image, horizontally. How does that look? Oh, not bad. Okay. That's one thing that you definitely want to do when you're doing digital art, because that'll really mess you up if you draw all from one perspective, because it'll look really wonky. Because this is kind of a bad example, because I think I did all right, but you never want to draw from one perspective for too super long. I always usually start with a perspective that I intend to end with, because it's kind of a good thing, but you always want to, at least once, or if not 2 or 3 or 4 times during your drawing, switch up the perspective, even for a little bit, just to get it right. Yeah. That's in the wrong place. Because especially with human figures, you can get away with it when you're doing creature designs and when you're doing more cartoony stuff, like my Poke Paint stuff on YouTube. Nobody's gonna know what Poke Paint is, John. You have an entirely different audience on Twitch, probably. So, Poke Paint is a series that I did that actually wrapped up quite recently. It is Fakemon. If anybody knows what Fakemon is, it's like it's Pokemon but made up by people who aren't the Pokemon company. And I did a series where I made them for like a fan-made game that, you know, obviously isn't a game, but like a concept for a game. I did a lot of things with concept and things with story, and I told some story with it. It's pretty good. I'm not going to draw those biceps really too much because I'm not going to put too much emphasis on that. Putting a lot of emphasis on that shoulder, though. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should do this. Oh, maybe not. So yeah, I drew some Pokemon stuff, and actually, I was quite surprised by the intricacies in Pokemon design. Because I always understood that they were, a lot of times when you get Pokemon, the inspirations are quite in depth. Like they're very, multifaceted is the right word. But in the physical design itself, I'm also going to move this leg around a little bit. The physical design itself, their art style is one, evolved a lot over the years, and two, it's quite complex isn't the right word. Unique, I guess. They have a style that's all their own. And it's surprisingly difficult to replicate. You think it's just like a cartoon animal, and you're done. And Pokemon usually are quite easy to draw. But it's kind of if you're gonna go for like their exact rendering style and try to make something that's convincing as a Pokemon, that's kind of hard. I found out. I don't think it was that tough, but I look at some of my earlier Poke Paint stuff and I cringe a little bit because I thought, oh, it's drawing Pokemon's easy, and I drew it. And when you draw something, you're pretty confident in it. Usually, you're like, all right, this is nice. This looks good. And then you look back later and you're like, maybe that wasn't as good as I thought it was. I like the overall designs I did for most of them, but some of the older ones are a little not great. They don't look like Pokemon. Fix that at some point, though. Well, not fix it. I'm quite actually pleased with where the series went. But I'm going to gonna bring it back at some point. Not this year, maybe next year. Yeah, that looks more like a human with a non-dislocated shoulder. Okay. Let's draw this broomstick. I also imagined a lot of broomsticks, not differently, but not as complicated as they are in the movies. In the movies, they're like weird shapes, and they have these foot things. Never really was super into that look. I imagine them more as brooms, obviously. But, sleeker. Like the Nimbus 2000, 2000, I think, which was Harry's first broom, was quite right. Looks like how I think brooms would usually look. Don't imagine the bottom of it, right? Because the main difference between the Nimbus 2000, if I draw it up here, is the bottom. At least in the movies, both brooms have this bit, like the bit that wraps the twine. The Nimbus 2000 is is a very sleek broom. It looks like a teardrop almost. It goes in like that, and it comes together at a very point, and then the firebolt's kind of like that. I imagine most brooms in Harry Potter with this design, but whoa, didn't mean to do that. But with kind of the body of the Nimbus 2000, not quite the curve in it, because those brooms have curves. They're kind of meant to be sporty in the movies, but yeah. Oh no! I screwed up my stream. Ah! That's not good. Let's fix that. Oh boy. That's not good. Where did you go? Why aren't you recording that? That's not good. Let's fix that. That's not good. I'm going to have to mess with the settings. Sorry about that. How do I do this? No, that's not the way. That's not good. I'm gonna do this again. I hope this won't get me out of there. Okay. So that didn't do that. I wonder if I open the new window again. Window. Nope. Don't want that. Show canvas only. That work? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. Hey, you shit on the chair, guy. Come on. Don't look at me like that. For those of you who have birds, you'll know what I mean by they shit everywhere. Just constantly pooping. Poop more than me. I poop a lot. I'm full of shit. I'm full of shit. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that hand yet. I'm going to leave that. So yeah, the brooms, I imagine to be sleeker than at least I think I'm going to do the firebolt. Imagine the firebolt at least quite sleeker than it is in the film. Very like polished wood. I know. Like furniture. Almost. That's not really the right thing. Like with a, yeah, I guess so. Like with a furniture like finish. This broom might be a little in the way of things. Let's fix that. I also, for some reason, just as kind of a side note, imagine the students at Hogwarts wearing boots. I don't really know why, but I always saw that. I always saw that in my head. Imagine them wearing boots and robes, looking like from the medieval times. Because, I mean, it's kind of what it is. It's kind of how it was described. So, yeah, he's going to be... Maybe not the students at Hogwarts wearing boots all the times, but especially, like, Quidditch. I think they got boots. I don't really know where I was going with that. They have shoes in the movie. They have, like, dress shoes, I think. Because I went for more of a boarding school thing, which, yeah, I mean, Hogwarts is that. Hogwarts is supposed to be a boarding school. But, oh, did me mirroring the image screw that up? No, okay, it was just me messing with the window. Alright. Yeah. So let's, now that I've put that broom in his hand, let's fix that hand. It's too skinny to be holding a broom. There's stuff in that hand. I'm gonna just widen the knuckles, really. I'm gonna kind of cheat because I'm still in the sketching side of it. And I can kind of do that. I mean, it's not gonna look as good, but you're not gonna see any of this in the final design. It's all gonna be line art lined over and painted over. Gonna see. That's another thing, is that a lot of new artists, when it comes to digital art, I know this because I did it, don't use the layers as much as they could or should. Because I didn't for a long time. I knew that layers existed. And with my Pokepaint stuff, for example, again, I keep going back to that because I've done so much of it. Done 17 videos on it, so I guess not that much, but production-wise, I did a lot. It takes a lot to produce one video, I found out. Yeah, new digital artists definitely don't use layers as much as they should. I have a buddy that got into digital art. I don't know if he's still drawing digitally, but did around the time, a couple months after I got into it, maybe. And he, like, picked up the whole layers thing almost immediately, and I was like, whoa, you're smarter than me. I knew he was smarter than me. Since, like, high school, he's a very, very smart guy. But I'm also kind of a dumbass, so, you know. Oh, there we go. I can see my viewer count now. Cool. 2 viewers. Wow. So to whoever is on the stream, hello, welcome. Don't know who you are. Probably can't find out because my chat's not working. But thank you for being here. So, I'm gonna... I'm gonna keep going with the sketch. Sometimes I because this is almost like a skeleton. It's not a skeleton, but in like art terms, it's a skeleton of a piece, because you have all these, you know, you have all the anatomy stuff, and you're pretty much going to see none of it at the end. But sometimes I draw this, and then I draw a sketch, and then I do the line art. But I think I'm just gonna go right into some of the more unique, not the right word, personalized. Nope. Yeah, some more details of the art. I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna do this hair yet, because it's supposed to be quite long. But I think curly, isn't it? Or like messy, not curly. So I imagine it kind of wavy. But I do want to highlight his scar, because I actually imagine it as being something that you might not see all the time, because he hides it. But maybe there's going to be some wind on the Quidditch pitch today, and it's going to blow the hair out of his eyes, so you're going to be able to see his scar. I don't really know who's watching this stream. I apparently have a couple of viewers, so it's probably somebody I know, probably one of my buds. What's up, guys? But I mean, hey, hopefully people will tune into this in the future when it's just like an archived stream. I'm gonna keep those up if I am able to figure out how to do that. Sorry, I went quiet there. I kind of lost my train of thought. I was working on the hair. Usually, I just... Why are you postponing the autosave? Just... usually, I just draw. I don't talk when I do these, because I'm not streaming. But I'm streaming now, so there we go. Finished autosaving. Keeps, like I said earlier in the stream, it keeps booting me to the page that you see when I stream. So it's a bit of a pain. But anyways, so yeah, the hair I imagine to be quite... Whoa, there goes my stylus. Quite long, maybe not that long. Very like it's described as standing up in the back in the first book, which I don't, to be honest, don't really know what that means. I mean, I guess that he has like a cowlick back there, but I don't know. Just imagine it as really messy. Really messy, quite clean. Didn't mean to do that. I hope that didn't screw up my... No, it didn't. I'm really anxious now about screwing up my recording, because it did that. Ugh. Yeah. Bird, I'm going to need to ask you to quite kindly shut your mouth. It's flying all over the place tonight. So maybe the ears a little covered in hair. I don't know, I'm kind of not feeling too great about this hair right now. I mean, I'm just going to mess with it a little more and it'll be fine, but you know. He also got glasses. Didn't draw the glasses yet. Let's do that. Big round. Whoa, that's a little too bold. Let's go with a 1 pixel wide brush. Maybe a 2 pixel wide brush. Perfect. Hey, you be well behaved. This is one of those things where it really comes in handy to know your hotkeys for drawing, for when you draw digital. Let me zoom in a little further. It's actually, I'm going to draw myself a guidance line. It's too thin. Why is it too thin? Why is it not showing up? There we go. It's not quite right. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be, kind of in front of the face. Yeah, so that's right. That looks a little better. It looks a bit more like Harry Potter. Harold James Potter. And I'm gonna probably, actually I don't know if I'm gonna draw that. It says that in the book, in the first book, I'm taking a lot of my descriptions from the first book, because that's when you get the first real good description of them. And I've reread the first few a couple times, because Prisoner of Azkaban is actually my favorite book. I actually don't care for the movie too much. But in the first book, it says that his glasses are taped together because Dudley kept punching him in the face. Does that look good? Yeah, it looks fine. I'd rather you don't do that, actually. Right in my ear. Yeah, it's rude. I'm gonna actually put this a little further up, this hair. Because I keep having to remind myself, it's messy hair, not long hair. I mean, I do imagine it quite long, but not super long. Look. Yeah, there we go. No, I don't draw hair great. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that, but I suppose it does not matter for sketching. What really makes hair look real is actually when you do the lighting, when you do the shades and the highlights and the bounce lights and all that stuff. That's when hair looks. You can make or break hair in your drawings. There we go. I'm going to try to at least give it a little more form, because it's kind of free of that at the moment. Ooh, I need to plug in my laptop. It's gonna die. That's not gonna be great for me. arguing. There we go. Okay, my earphones just fell. That's fine. My OneDrive is full. That's fine, actually. Just don't push me out of my recording, please. Wow, we've been going for an hour already. I kind of lose track of time when it comes to drawing, and I feel like that's probably something I hear a lot from artists. I like calling myself people who draw because artist sounds like a pretentious term, but I guess it's the real one. The time really does fly for me when I'm drawing, because it is just such a fun thing. People, I have been asked about, getting better at drawing, and I've really not been asked to teach people, which feels wrong to me. Because it's cool, but it's something, it feels good to be asked that, but art's kind of not something you can teach super great. It kind of gets back to my art teacher thing that teachers are usually better artists than teachers, because teaching is really hard. Because especially with art, you can't really teach your process, which a lot of teachers do accidentally. You have to teach solely the techniques, which are surprisingly hard to do because it's very abstract, and also you'll lose a lot of interest doing it that way. But that's how you do it. I mean, that's at least in my theory how you do it. I don't really I've taught some people how to draw, like close friends of mine, but not always super great at it. So maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? I was a swim instructor for a while though, so I've taught. I know how to teach, but I also know that the teaching is not easy. Teaching's hard. So if you're still in school and you think a teacher's an asshole, they might be, but give them a break for a little bit. They're probably trying. So I'm actually gonna make this part of the hair a little smaller. I don't really know what I'm gonna do in this area. Bring that to 5. Was he described with a cleft chin? I don't think he was. I think I'm thinking of Frodo Baggins, who I was also planning to do for a little while. I'll probably do him at some point still, but I did Bilbo a while ago, which I also want to revisit. I'm kind of planning to do that in a stream, but not anywhere near this this point in time, because I need to improve my drawing to make it better. I need to improve my art to make a better drawing, so to speak. I liked it, but I wasn't super happy with my Bilbo Baggins, so yeah. But yeah, I think it was Frodo Baggins who had a cleft chin. I don't think Harry does. His cheek is too big. It's going to be a little hard to do with all that hair there. I guess I'm going to have to erase everything that I just did. Alright. It's not great. Yeah, a lot of drawing is just, especially digital art, since you kind of have the opportunity, is just erasing and redrawing. because you have the opportunity with it in digital art. In traditional art, you kind of can't, because you'll eventually ruin your page if you keep erasing. It's too low again. Keep putting that too low. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that here. There's another one of those times where I just kind of zoned off. Did not mean to do that. So it's surprisingly difficult just to keep talking, but I do it. So I guess it's not difficult to keep talking. I guess I like to hear myself talk. I'm sure it doesn't sound great. That's what I was going to say. I guess this might be an older Harry. Because at least in the face, it looks like older. It looks kind of mean right now. He looks very serious. I wonder if I take these out, if it'll lighten up a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay. So yeah, he's described as having a long face in the book, so I kind of wanted to give him, I guess not a long face, but a skinny face. Yeah. And I guess it's time to draw in the scar now. That's going to be a big thing. So I imagined it as, you can almost see where the curse hit him. Because it's like a lightning bolt, and it's almost branching out from where it was. And I think I started imagining it this way because I actually saw some digital art like this. I don't really know where it is anymore, because it was way, 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 way back in high school. I think it was a junior. I was going through like a Harry Potter kick at the time. I'm gonna do this again. But I imagine the scar as like a real lightning bolt, and also a real scar when it comes to that. Looking almost kind of like gross and veiny, and going across a lot of his face, like when it describes it as forehead in the book. I think the whole thing, and almost coming down a little bit, because I don't know, it makes Voldemort scarier, if you ask me. Because it's kind of it also looks like real lightning bolt scars. If you look them up, people who got hit with lightning, they look more like this. That doesn't look right still. I'm gonna look up scars. Scars. Lightning scars, let's do that. Oh yeah. Oh, these are wonderful. Quite gruesome. Okay, so yeah. I know this probably looks a lot edgier for Harry Potter than people are used to, but I don't know. That's always kind of how I've seen it. Yeah, it makes Voldemort a little scarier. It also makes him stand out more. I don't know. A big thing was how he was like supposed to be bullied as a kid, and I keep going back to the first book. I guess that is because there's a lot of describing that they do, but he was bullied for his scar, I think, which I don't know, probably means it looks pretty gnarly. Because usually, if kids get bullied, and this is a sad truth of the world, but like, usually if they get bullied for like a deformity, it's because it's quite plain. It's like quite obvious to see. And it's really a sad thing that people latch on to stuff like that. But I don't feel like a lot of people would notice a small lightning scar. I think it's got to be quite big. Yeah, I don't think that was originally my idea. I think I saw that somewhere, and I was like, ooh, yes. Eyes are quite tough to get right. That's who he looks like. He looks a little bit like Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars. I mean, I guess that kind of works if you're going with like his more angsty. That's what I'll say. I'll say it's year 5, the year where he's kind of a jerk to everyone. I think that's year 5. It might be year 6. Yeah, maybe that's why it looks so severe. There we go. Okay. Hey. I don't know, maybe I don't think I want to look like that. Look a little happier than that. Maybe he's looking up. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like that look. Little on the face does quite a bit. Usually. Where you're drawing. Did I not even title my stream? I don't know if I did. I didn't. Why didn't I? Oh. That was kind of a mistake. I guess I skipped through it in my haste. Gonna embolden this a little bit more. Yeah. Make this a little more liquid. Actually, I don't really got to do that right now. So, I'm going to. What am I going to do? I think I'm actually going to start messing around with clothing. Um, well over an hour in. So let's start another layer. Maybe, yeah, half opacity. Bigger brush. Yeah. Why not? So, how am I going to do this? Quite certain of a couple things that I imagine. Oh, yeah, this isn't... I'm not going to draw the uniform. I'm not going to draw the school uniform. I'm going to draw the Quidditch uniform. So, this is going to be a little different. So, I think the sleeves are maybe a little shorter than school uniforms. Where am I going to start? They're definitely going to be more of a... Let's start with a belt. It's going to be more of like a... Almost, I dare to even say it, but Assassin's Creed type thing. Hear me out. It sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. Kind of thinking that, just as an idea for how the robes sit, because I'm thinking a more athletic robe without like going into athletic wear, because it's kind of where they go in the movies. And I specifically imagine things, especially when I watch a movie, because I read the first 2 books before I watched the films, and I watched all the films because my family was watching them. But I usually imagine things quite different to a movie, just kind of on purpose. It's kind of fun to imagine it in a different way. That's too baggy. The Quidditch stuff's going to be a little bit more form-fitting of I think. Looks like a caveman. Kind of. Let's go down here actually. So it's going to be probably hemmed down the middle, because I'm thinking of like where the broom would go. So yeah, it's going to be stitching down there. And it's probably going to do this. Actually, I don't think it would be that low. It'd be more like this. Almost. Yeah. There we go, that's a little better. So yeah, I imagine these as very functional, right? So, yeah. Don't get in the way too much, because the broom's got to go through them. Yeah, it's nice. That's good. So clothing's kind of a pain in the ass. Fabric's very tough to draw, because it hangs in weird ways. Yeah, right, Bird? Yeah, you know all about clothes. All the clothes that you wear, Bird. You clothes wearer. So, yeah, that actually looks quite nice, I think. I think the collar's going to be higher, just to cool look. Ooh, I like that. The collar is definitely higher than the school uniform. So I don't, let me get this clear. I don't think there's a fly in here. I don't think the school uniforms are like color coordinated, like the house. But I believe that the Quidditch ones are, because I think they're described that way. I think they're described as having colors, but I imagine it in a more subtle way. Like, since he's Gryffindor, it'll be red. But I imagine these are still mostly black, but maybe like red in the cuffs, red in like, maybe the belt's gonna be red. I don't know. Figure it out. Okay, looks pretty good. So this is actually going to be sealed up. I keep forgetting what I'm talking about. Kind of getting into it now. I usually don't talk at all during my recordings. It's a little distracting, actually. That's what I was going to say. So with the sleeves, I think they're a lot flowier than the rest of it, but also quite short. Like, I think, like, almost like, think of a baggy, what do they call them, baseball t-shirts, where they go to like the forearm and stop. Yeah, imagine them to go to there, and then for there to be like a form-fitting thing underneath. Not form-fitting, but like a wrap almost underneath. I'm gonna say that is what that looks like. Yeah, that looks cool. Looks good. So we're gonna keep going with that. That's another nice thing about layers, is you can turn certain layers off, which is good for what I'm doing. I'm trying to block out body so I can really get those folds that I want. So these are actually going to hang a little further back than the other sleeve, because they're let's look here. Yeah, there we go. Does that look right? Yeah, it looks alright. There it goes, like that. It goes up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it's gonna sit further back because it's gonna be falling because of how clothes like cling to the body. Since the arm's raised up, it's gonna be kind of. There we go. This bit here is gonna be falling back, and then. Like maybe there, I imagine wrappings, like you would have in like I think wrestling. Think of like ninja wrappings almost. So like yeah, that's about right. So that would also be here, but since this is fits to the body. I'm actually gonna turn this down a little bit. Nope, wrong one. Gonna turn this down. There we go. There we go. That's better. Don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. But we're going to turn this up. Yeah. I'm a little too bold with my pen strokes, but whatever. It's fine. No, that was right. I had it right. I'm gonna go further with it actually. Gosh. Thinking about how robes work. I'm gonna leave that for a little bit actually. I'm gonna get back to that. That's one thing that you definitely want to do with yourself when you draw. Is if you get stuck on something, just leave it. Come back to it. If you ain't getting if it ain't coming to you, hacking away at it, it's not gonna come to you. You know, still hacking away at it. If you know what I mean. Do something else. Give it some time. Come back to it. Do something you're sure of. Like these belts. I'm pretty sure these belts are gonna be here. Pretty sure. I haven't even checked. Chat things. There we go. Alright, cool. Nothing yet. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Pants. He needs pants. So these boots are probably gonna be riding about there. The pants are probably gonna be stuffed in them. It's gonna be very more fantasy. There we go. Pants are a little tough. Pants can be difficult because they're just kind of straight fabric. And straight fabric can be really tough to do because you want to give it all these. You want to do what I'm doing, which you don't want to do what I'm doing, but while you're drawing, you instinctually do. You want to give it all these folds and stuff, but no, that's not how they work. They fall. If you do folds, do them kind of out like this, because if you look at pants, you fold into the crotch area. Well, fold out of it, kind of. It's kind of hard to explain. But if this is a leg, and this is the crotch area with these legs. You're going to want to do, on tighter pants, folds that generate like that, kind of out. It just looks better. Well, that looks terrible, but you know what I mean. Pants are kind of a pain usually. I don't know how I feel about this. I'll come back to that. What do these boots look like? I think we're gonna start with this one. I don't know, actually. I'm thinking. Thinking. Sometimes I think too much when I draw. Maybe they should just be real simple. I think I might do that. Because they are more like medieval style boots after all. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't think I should go too much with them. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. There we go. Yeah, it looks way better than anything I thought I was gonna do. Maybe they should be low boots. Maybe I should like end up here, like a string. Maybe not. That's what I could do. Hold on. Medieval boots. Let's look up reference for that. That's definitely an important thing. Reference. Reference. Medieval footwear. Yeah, so it's quite plain on the top and it kind of zips up on the side. Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to come up there. It's going to do that. It's going to come down. Yeah. Looks good, I think. I like that. It's going to... So, reference, that's a good thing. It's a good topic to go on about right now. Sometimes I put it on my like actual screen, my physical screen, but don't do that all the time. Sometimes, like if I have enough preparation, I'll put it up on my screen, so it can just be right there. But sometimes, especially when you're drawing digitally, you just want to go for it. That's fine if you know what you're doing. Well, if you have an idea of what you're doing, because, you know, if you don't know, you can always just look it up on the internet. We've kind of passed those days where you need nude models and fruit to draw. If you don't know what someone looks like, just look it up. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like these. I don't know. We'll find out. I think those are going to be the more simple shoes for Quidditch. Yeah. I think the boots, I'm going to leave those for... I'm going to leave the boots for the school uniform. It's a little clunkier for them. That's a little better. Gonna put that there. And so actually, this is gonna be a little longer. There we go. Okay, that's a lot better. Now I gotta mess around with these pants. Pants. They're gonna be a lot more plain. Medieval pants. Okay, so maybe I can do that. Almost more like a jogger type situation looks like. That's what I'm going to want to do. Nope, that is erase. Don't want to do that. So it's going to kind of come out here and then back in. It's weird. I've never really looked into medieval fashion. So you don't always have to draw from what you see. It'll certainly strengthen your ability to draw, because a lot of drawing is having like a visual index. Is like knowing what things look like what they really look like. Because if you like something that you see a lot, like a car. That's a really good example. A bike. That's a way better example. Like, you know what a bike looks like, a bicycle. It's got the handles, got the wheels, got all that stuff. All good bikey stuff. But when you sit down to draw a bike, whoa. If none of you have ever drawn a bike before, try to draw it. It's going to be near impossible. Because bikes suck to draw. I'm not gonna lie to you there, because they have such a very specific geometry. It's really hard to replicate. I don't know, those pants. They look all right. Yeah, bikes have very specific geometry that are hard to do, and you'll realize when you draw stuff like that how, as a normal human's, like a normal person's, like for normal life, you don't need a visual index so detailed, because you can imagine things, you know what things relatively look like. But for drawing, you do, because you gotta put it there. You gotta all that detail that you want in your drawing. It's gotta be stuff that you come up with. It's gotta already be in your head, or if not in your head, it's gotta be somewhere, like on a screen or in a book or on a paper, that you can eventually put in your head to put on a canvas. That pant leg is definitely better than the other one. What if I just do this? What if I cheat a little bit? Alright, that looks a little better. I like that. So you'll always especially if you dress them over and over again. It won't, like once you put it in your index, it'll be there. Might not be perfect, but it definitely is better than nothing. Oh yeah, I gotta put that back up. What am I coming to now? Oh, an hour and 45 minutes. Yikes. Woo. Okay. I'm probably going to go for another 15 minutes and then call it a night because it's almost... Hey, not even touching it. It's almost 11. And I gotta... Should probably go do some stuff. Should probably, actually celebrate with the 4th of July with my family instead of... Oh, with my girlfriend's family. Instead of being cooped up here upstairs. Wow, we're in. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, yeah, there we go. Clothing's weird. A lot of clothing will look shit when you sketch, but alright when you especially when you start shading. Shading's really the key for making a lot of stuff look real. Mess with this a little bit. Oh, that's what I meant to do. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to do this, actually. Yeah, I'm trying. I'll explain what I'm doing. I'm trying to make the hem of the bottom of his robes down here a little wider. I think that might be why the legs aren't looking great right now. I might need to mess with this. I don't know if it should be, if the upper part should be up further or what, but there we go. That's one of the addictive things about drawing. Drawing's kind of like a drug. Like once you do it and you get it right the way you want it, it's whoa. That's a high that you will not find anywhere else. It might look terrible when I go to zoom out. Who knows? No, it looks good. I like that. Like it. So it's a good sketch. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna do maybe the hands of broom, call it a day. Okay, so it's gonna be more like a square. Maybe that's a broom. I don't know. So I'm trying. I know what is one of those situations. I know what a broom looks like, but do I actually? I know how it might fit on the ground, how it would sit, but how it really? Like that. These would splay out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. It did always fascinate me in Harry Potter. All the different facets of the world that J.K. Rowling made. Because whatever you want to say about her now, good or bad, she did make quite a cool fantasy world. It's very detailed in the amount of stuff that was there. And I quite like detailed fantasy books. I'm a big Lord of the Rings guy. Harry Potter, obviously. But I thought it was always cool how there was like different brands of brooms. As if they were like, like bikes almost, like skateboards. So I'm gonna erase this. Hope that I don't regret it. No, I don't think I did. It's good. It's good. I like that. I like this quite a bit. I like this coming up. Let's erase down here. It's another really nice thing about having different layers. You don't really have to worry about erasing stuff that's too important to you, because you can just put it on a different layer. I can erase down here. I'm not too super sure how I'm going to feel about this. No, actually, I like it more. I like it more. Yeah, I like that. Also, I do want to be very particular about the wands that I draw, because that's another really cool thing with Rowling's universe. Love just that unneeded but very tasty detail, I'll call it. You're gonna need to really redo this hand. It's like flavor text, I think is what it's actually called. But yeah, really like it. I mean, it really makes the world feel alive, and Rowling's really good at flavor text. She has a whole website dedicated to flavor text, pretty much. So, that's thumbs way too big. Okay, hands are tough. Hands are tough for a lot of people. I am no different. No different. Hands can really suck. So the thumb kind of goes over the palm like that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I like that. Yes. Let's do that. So yeah, I want to be very specific. Not specific, very intentful about the wants and the items that I draw, because I really want to capture that amount of detail that Rowling has in there. So Harry's, I had it written down, was described as, let's see if I can think it off the top of my head. It was made out of holly. It's 11 inches long, supple, and it had a phoenix feather core, which sounds very, very detailed until you try to draw it, and you get, alright, it's 11 inches, it's made of holly, which actually I don't have a reference for holly right now. I think it's a lighter wood. No, it's like a bush, so it's probably darker, like reddish, maybe. No, that doesn't really matter. So yeah, but it's supple and 11 inches. So it's gonna be kind of shorter like that. And supple kind of means like simple-ish, I believe. So this is probably what that's gonna look like. Yeah. It's got a wand. I might... I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might change that at some point. But yeah, I'm coming up on the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to probably... let me end this here. I'm going to mess with the scale a little bit, which is going to be kind of a pain because I have to rematch these up. Whoa, that looks weird. Look at that. That doesn't look right. So, how am I going to do that? I'm just going to have to do that by hand, I guess. Because it's a little too small. And then we have this. We're just going to do pop. There we go. I don't even think you can really see what I'm doing here. Alright, that's a little better. Alright, so that is... We'll save that. File, save as. Well, save as much as you can when you're drawing. Alright, that's probably going to do it for... Ooh, I just blew my mic. That's probably going to do it for the first stream. Probably do at least 2 more of these now that I'm seeing how far I came with, you know, talking so much. You want to say something too, Bird? Okay. Okay. Good. Good, good. Good. Good, good. So yeah, I think that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching if you did. I don't know who watched, how many people watched. I think I saw a couple of folks tuning in, but I don't know. If you did watch, thank you for watching. If you want to go see my stuff on YouTube, it's also under the John Machine. That's where I put most of my stuff. That's where I'm eventually going to put this when it's done. But right now it's in the sketching phase, so it's going to be a hot minute before, before that goes up. But for right now, that'll do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, if there's anything I forgot, I guess I'll get to it next time. See you later. Or not. I guess I can't figure out how to stop the stream. Okay. Yes, there we go. I want to stop the stream. Alright, see you guys later.